I found the note in my wife's jacket pocket by accident. I wasn't snooping. I was doing laundry, checking pockets for tissues before throwing everything in the wash. Just routine. The paper was folded small, worn at the edges like it had been opened and reread many times. I almost tossed it without looking, but something made me unfold it. Tomorrow, 3 p.m., usual place, can't wait to see you again. J. My heart stopped. I read it again, and again. Tomorrow. That was today. It was already 2:30 p.m. My wife Lisa had said she was working late tonight. Marketing meeting that would run until 7, maybe 8. She'd been having a lot of those lately. I didn't sleep that night. Just sat on the couch, replaying every moment of the last 3 months, every lie, every excuse, every time she'd kissed me and pretended everything was fine. At 3 a.m., my phone buzzed. Lisa, please let me explain. I made a terrible mistake. Can we talk? I didn't respond, just turned my phone off. The next morning, I called in sick to work. I made coffee and sat at the kitchen table looking at our wedding photo on the wall. We looked so happy. I took it down and threw it in the trash. My phone had 17 missed calls when I turned it back on. Most from Lisa. A few from her best friend Amanda. My brother Mike showed up at noon with pizza and beer. You look like hell. Feel like it too. Mom says Lisa's staying with Amanda. Says you kicked her out without letting her explain. She was cheating on me for 3 months. What's to explain? Mike opened 2 beers, sliding one to me. I'm not defending her, but maybe you should hear what she has to say. Why? So she can give me excuses? So what are you going to do? Divorce her? What else? Just like that? 8 years of marriage gone? She ended it the moment she slept with someone else. I looked at him. Would you forgive Sarah if she cheated on you? He was quiet. No, probably not. After he left, I started going through our finances. Joint bank account, shared credit cards, the house in both our names. This was going to be complicated. My phone rang. Amanda. Before you hang up, just listen. Lisa is destroyed. She ended it with James. She wants to fix this. She can't fix it. She'll do anything, marriage counseling, therapy, whatever you need. Cheating isn't a mistake, Amanda. A mistake is forgetting to buy milk. Cheating is a choice. She chose to lie to me every single day for 3 months. I know you're hurt. I'm done. I hung up. An hour later, Lisa showed up. I saw her car pull up and considered not opening the door. She knocked. Please, just give me 10 minutes. Against my better judgment, I opened the door. She looked terrible. No makeup, puffy eyes, same clothes from yesterday. You have 10 minutes. She came in and sat on the edge of the couch. I don't know where to start. How about why? I don't have a good answer. It just happened. It didn't just happen. You made it happen. I know. She looked up, tears streaming. I was feeling lost. We barely saw each other, and James paid attention to me, made me feel seen. So this is my fault? No, I'm saying I felt lonely and I handled it in the worst possible way. She wiped her eyes. But I ended it. The moment you found out, I called him and ended it. You ended it because you got caught, not because you realized it was wrong. She didn't have an answer. How many times? I asked. How many times did you sleep with him? Does it matter? Yes. I don't know. Maybe 10 times? 15? I felt like I'd been punched. 15 times. Where? His apartment, mostly. She was crying harder. I'm so sorry. Did you ever think about me? When you were with him? All the time. I felt sick about it, but I couldn't stop. You mean you didn't want to stop? Maybe. I don't know. It felt like an escape. With him, everything was exciting and new. And what am I? Boring. The reliable husband who pays the mortgage while you have your fun? That's not fair. None of this is fair, I was yelling now. I gave you everything, and you threw it away. I know. She stood up. But I'm here, begging you to give me another chance. People survive affairs. We can get through this if you'll just try. Why should I? Because of 12 years together. Because somewhere under all this anger, you still love me. She was right. I did still love her. That was the worst part. I need time, I said finally. I can't just forgive you because you're sorry. Okay. How much time? I don't know. Weeks, months, maybe forever. Can I stay here? I can sleep in the guest room. No. You stay with Amanda. When I'm ready to talk, I'll call you. She looked like she wanted to argue, but nodded. Okay. She walked to the door, then turned back. I do love you. I never stopped. I just lost my way. After she left, I got out the whiskey. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. This is James. I know you probably hate me, but I need you to know that I ended things with Lisa. I didn't know she was married at first. When I found out, I should have walked away. I'm sorry. I stared at that message. He didn't know she was married at first. I called the number. He answered immediately. Hello? When did you find out she was married? Silence. Then, about 6 weeks in, I saw her ring. She forgot to take it off once. When I asked, she told me. And you stayed with her anyway? She said her marriage was over, that you were just roommates, staying together out of convenience. She said she was planning to leave you. My blood went cold. She told you what? That she was going to divorce you, that you two hadn't been happy for years. I hung up and immediately called Lisa. Did you tell him you were leaving me? Silence. Did you tell James we were getting divorced? It was complicated. Answer the question. Yes, she whispered. I told him that, but I didn't mean it. I was caught up in the fantasy. So you lied to him too. You lied to both of us. I was confused. No, you knew exactly what you wanted. You wanted both of us. Your stable marriage and your exciting affair. That's not... Save it, I'm done. I hung up. This time, I knew I meant it. I sat on the edge of our bed, holding that note, my hands shaking. Jay. Who the hell was Jay? We'd been married for 8 years, together for 12. High school sweethearts who'd made it through college, through my mother's death, through her father's business failing, through everything. We had a good marriage, didn't we? I thought about the last few months. She had been distant, more time at work, less time talking to me. She'd stopped asking about my day, stopped laughing at my jokes. We hadn't been intimate in 6 weeks. I'd told myself it was stress. Her job was demanding. The economy was tough. Everyone went through rough patches. But this note, this goddamn note. I looked at the clock. 2:35 p.m. The usual place. What place? Where did they meet? I should call her, confront her, demand an explanation. But what if I was wrong? What if Jay was a woman, a coworker, and this was completely innocent? What if I accused her of cheating and destroyed our marriage over nothing? No. The note said, "Can't wait to see you again." That wasn't professional. That was personal. I grabbed my keys and wallet. I didn't have a plan. I just knew I couldn't sit here doing laundry while my wife might be meeting another man. But where? The usual place. They'd done this before. Multiple times, apparently. I got in my car and just started driving. Where would she go? A hotel? Too obvious. A restaurant? Too public. Someone's apartment? My phone rang. Lisa. "Hey, honey," she said, her voice normal, cheerful even. "I'm heading into this meeting. Just wanted to let you know I'll probably be home around 8. "Okay," I managed to say. "Have a good meeting." "Love you." "Love you too." I hung up and immediately felt sick. She'd just lied straight to my face. There was no meeting. She was going to see Jay. I drove to her office building downtown. Her car was in the parking garage where it always was. So she wasn't driving. That meant Jay was picking her up, or they were meeting somewhere she could walk to. I parked across the street where I could see the entrance. This was insane. I was staking out my own wife like some private detective. But I had to know. At 2:50, she emerged from the building. She looked beautiful. She'd changed clothes since this morning. Now she wore a blue dress I'd never seen before, heels, makeup done carefully. She looked like she was going on a date. My chest hurt. She walked down the street, checking her phone, smiling at something on the screen. I followed in my car, staying back, feeling like a creep but unable to stop. She turned into a coffee shop. The small one on 5th Street. The one with the outdoor seating. Through the window, I could see her scanning the room, looking for someone. Then a man stood up. Tall, well-dressed, dark hair. He smiled when he saw her. She smiled back. A smile I hadn't seen on her face in months. Genuine happiness. They hugged. Not a friendly hug. A long hug. His arms around her waist. Her hands on his shoulders. When they pulled apart, his hand lingered on her lower back. I wanted to storm in there. Wanted to flip the table, punch this smug bastard, drag my wife out by her arm. But I just sat in my car, watching through the window like a coward. They sat down close together, leaning in, talking intensely. She laughed at something he said. He reached across the table and took her hand. She didn't pull away. I took out my phone and started taking pictures. Evidence. For what? I wasn't sure yet. Divorce? Confrontation? I just knew I needed proof that this was real, that I wasn't imagining it. After 20 minutes, they stood up. He paid. I saw him pull out his wallet, wave away her attempt to split it. Then they left together. I followed them on foot this time, staying far back, ducking behind cars and newspaper stands like I was in some bad spy movie. They walked 3 blocks to a parking garage, got into a silver BMW. His car, obviously. She got in the passenger seat without hesitation, comfortable, familiar. I ran back to my car and followed the BMW. My heart was pounding so hard I thought I might pass out. Where were they going? A hotel? His place? They drove to the Riverside district, the expensive part of town. Pulled into the garage of a high-rise apartment building. I couldn't follow them in without being obvious, so I parked on the street and waited. Waited for what? I didn't know. For them to come back out? For my heart to stop breaking? I sat there for 2 hours. At 5:30, my phone rang again. Lisa. "Hey, still in the meeting," she said. Background noise that could have been an office or could have been anything. "Looks like we'll be here until at least 7. Sorry, I know you were hoping we could have dinner together." "That's okay," I said, my voice flat. "Take your time. You sound weird. You okay?" "Just tired. Long day." "Okay. Love you. See you tonight." She hung up. I wanted to throw my phone through the windshield. Instead, I just sat there, feeling everything inside me break into smaller and smaller pieces. At 6:45, she emerged from the building. Alone. She looked flushed, happy, fixing her hair. She walked back toward downtown, probably going to her car. I didn't follow her. I just sat there. When I finally drove home, it was dark. I parked in our driveway and stared at our house. The house we'd bought together 5 years ago. The house where we'd planned to raise kids someday. The house that now felt like a lie. I went inside and sat in the dark living room, waiting for her to come home and tell me more lies. She arrived at 8:15, carrying her work bag, looking tired. "Hey," she said, setting her bag down. "Sorry that ran so late, I'm exhausted." "How was the meeting?" I asked from the shadows. She jumped. "Jesus, you scared me. Why are you sitting in the dark?" "How was the meeting?" I repeated. "It was fine, productive, the usual." She turned on a light, looked at me closer. "Are you okay? You look terrible." "Do I?" "Yeah, are you sick?" I pulled out my phone and opened the photos. "I don't know, Lisa. Am I sick? Or am I just married to a cheater?" I showed her the pictures. Her face went white. "That's not—" "Don't," I cut her off. "Don't you dare lie to me again. I found the note. I followed you. I watched you with him. So don't you dare stand there and lie to my face one more time." She sank onto the couch, her hand over her mouth. "Who is he?" I asked. Silence. "Who is he?" "His name is James," she whispered. "We work together." "How long?" 3 months. 3 months. 90 days of lies. 90 days of her kissing me goodbye and then going to meet another man. "Are you sleeping with him?" She didn't answer, which was answer enough. I stood up. I had to move, or I was going to explode. "I need you to leave. Right now. Get out of my house." "Your house? This is our house. Get out!" I shouted. "Get out before I do something I'll regret. Go stay with him. Go stay wherever. I don't care. Just get away from me." She was crying now, but I couldn't care. Couldn't feel anything but rage and betrayal. "We need to talk about this," she started. "There's nothing to talk about. You made your choice. Now live with it." I grabbed her bag and threw it at her. "Get out." She stood there for a moment, tears streaming down her face. Then she picked up her bag and walked to the door. "I'm sorry," she said. "So am I," I replied. "I'm sorry I ever met you." She left. I locked the door behind her, and then I finally let myself fall apart. I hired a divorce lawyer the next day. Richard Chen, 50-something, expensive suit, reputation for being ruthless. "How long were you married?" he asked. 8 years. "Any children?" "No, thank God." "Assets?" "House, 2 cars, joint savings, with about 40,000. My 401k, her retirement account." "And you have proof of the affair?" I showed him the photos. Lisa and James at the coffee shop, holding hands, hugging. Richard nodded. "Infidelity doesn't affect property division much here, but it helps with other things. Alimony. I don't want her to get anything. 8 years of marriage, you'll likely have to give her something, but we can minimize it." He leaned back. "Question is, are you sure? Divorce is expensive and ugly. Have you considered counseling?" She had 3 months to consider our marriage. She chose someone else. Fair enough. I'll draw up the papers. That afternoon, Lisa called repeatedly. Finally, I answered. "What? I heard you hired a lawyer. How did you—" Then I realized. "Amanda's husband. Please don't do this. We can work through this." "There's nothing to work through. You destroyed our marriage." "Can we at least meet? Face to face? You'll be getting divorce papers soon. Sign them. And if I don't?" Then we go to court, and everyone finds out exactly what you did. Your parents, your coworkers, everyone. Your choice. Silence. Then, you're being cruel. I'm being honest. Something you should try. I hung up. My mother called that evening. Lisa came to see me today. Of course she did. She's devastated. Says you won't even talk to her. Because there's nothing to say. She made a mistake. Mom, whose side are you on? I'm not on anyone's side. I just think 8 years of marriage deserves more than 3 days of consideration. She had an affair for 3 months. She lied to my face every day. My mother sighed. Your father cheated on me. Did you know that? I froze. What? 20 years ago, with a woman from his office. 4 months. I had no idea. Because we worked through it. It was the hardest thing I've ever done, forgiving him. But I did. And we've had 20 good years since. She paused. I'm not saying you have to forgive Lisa. I'm saying don't make a permanent decision based on temporary emotions. After she hung up, I sat with that information. My father had cheated. My parents' perfect marriage wasn't perfect. Could Lisa and I survive this? I tried to imagine forgiving her. Tried to imagine looking at her and not seeing her with James. Not seeing the lies, the betrayal. I couldn't do it. The next week, Lisa's lawyer called Richard. She wanted to negotiate. She's offering to give you the house outright, Richard said. Keep her car, split the savings 50-50, no alimony. What's the catch? No catch. She says she just wants this painless. It was a good offer. Better than I'd expected. Tell her I'll think about it. That night, Lisa texted, I gave you a fair offer because I don't want to hurt you anymore. I know I can't fix what I broke, but I can at least not make it worse. I'm sorry. For everything. I stared at that message for a long time. My brother came over. I heard about the settlement offer. You should take it. I know. So why haven't you? Because accepting it makes it real, makes it final. It is final. The moment she cheated, it was over. You're just making it official. Did you know Dad cheated on Mom? Mike's eyes widened. How did you? You knew. I found out a few years ago. Overheard them talking. He sat down. That's different, though. How? Dad was genuinely sorry. Cut off the other woman immediately, went to therapy, did everything Mom asked. He fought to save their marriage. Lisa wants to save our marriage. Does she? Or does she just not want to be the bad guy? Mike looked at me seriously. Dad came clean on his own, confessed because he couldn't live with the guilt. Lisa only stopped because she got caught. There's a difference. He was right. If I hadn't found that note, she'd still be meeting James. Take the settlement, Mike said. Move on. I signed the papers the next day. 2 weeks later, everything was official. 8 years of marriage ended with signatures and legal documents. I changed the locks, threw out everything that reminded me of her, repainted the bedroom. But I couldn't erase her from my head. Late one night, my phone rang. Lisa, drunk. I miss you, she slurred. I miss us. Lisa, you're drunk, go to sleep. Do you miss me? Even a little? I did. I missed who we used to be, but that person didn't exist anymore. Good night, Lisa. Wait. I hung up. The next morning, she texted an apology. Added, James reached out, wants to try again. I told him no, in case you were wondering. I wasn't wondering. But then another text. I told him no because I'm still in love with my husband, even though you're not my husband anymore. Part of me wanted to respond. Another part wanted to tell her I loved her too. Instead, I blocked her number. My mother called the next day. Lisa's mother called. She's worried about her. Not my problem anymore. She's apparently not eating, not sleeping. She made her choices. You're being heartless. No, I'm being smart. Fine. But are you happy? Since the divorce, are you any happier? I wasn't. I was angry and lonely and hurt. I'm surviving, I said. That's not the same as living. After 3 months alone, I realized she was right. I wasn't living. I was existing in the empty shell of my old life. I called an old friend from college. Hey man, I'm newly single. Want to grab a drink? He laughed. About time. I'll bring some friends. We'll get you back out there. I didn't want to be back out there. But staying in alone wasn't working either. Maybe my mother was right. Maybe I needed to decide if I wanted to survive or actually live. The divorce was final. The marriage was over. Now I just had to figure out what came next. 6 months after the divorce, I was sitting in a bar with my college friend Tom and 2 of his buddies, pretending to enjoy myself. So there's this woman at my gym, Tom said. Recently divorced, around your age. I could introduce you. I'm not ready. It's been 6 months, man. You can't hide forever. But I wasn't hiding. I was healing, or trying to. Therapy twice a week, back to the gym, throwing myself into work. I'd even started cooking again, something I'd always enjoyed but stopped doing during the marriage. The house felt different now, lighter somehow, without the weight of lies and betrayal. I'd redecorated, made it mine. It was starting to feel like a home again instead of a crime scene. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I almost ignored it, but something made me answer. Hello? It's me? Lisa's voice. Please don't hang up. How did you get this number? I blocked you. I'm calling from a friend's phone. I needed to talk to you. I should have hung up. Should have blocked this number too. Instead, I walked outside where it was quieter. What do you want, Lisa? I'm in therapy. Have been for 4 months now. Working through why I did what I did. She took a shaky breath. My therapist says I need to make amends. Not for you, but for me. To move forward. Okay. So apologize and move forward. It's not that simple. There are things I never told you. Things you deserve to know. I don't want to know anything else. James wasn't the first. The words hit me like ice water. What? There was someone else. 2 years ago. It only lasted a few weeks, and I ended it because I felt so guilty. She was crying now. I'm so sorry. I'm a terrible person, and you deserved so much better. I leaned against the wall, feeling sick. 2 years ago? When? When your mom was sick. When you were flying back and forth to take care of her. I remembered that time. The worst 6 weeks of my life. Watching my mother fight cancer, being terrified I'd lose her. And Lisa had been home, sleeping with someone else. Who was it? Does it matter? Yes. A guy from the marketing firm we contracted with. His name was Alex. It was brief and meaningless, and I've regretted it every day since. If you regretted it so much, why did you do it again with James? Because I'm broken. Her voice cracked. Because something is wrong with me. Because I sabotage good things. My therapist says I have intimacy issues stemming from my father leaving when I was a kid. But that's just psychology bullshit to explain why I'm a cheater. I didn't know what to say. Part of me wanted to scream at her. Part of me felt almost sorry for her. Why are you telling me this now? Because you deserve the whole truth? Because I lied to you for so long, and even after you found out, I was still lying. You asked me if I ever thought about you when I was with James. I said yes, but the truth is, when I was with either of them, I didn't think about you at all. I compartmentalized, pushed you out of my mind completely. Jesus, Lisa. I know. I'm telling you this because you need to know it wasn't your fault. None of it. You were a good husband. I was just too messed up to appreciate it. We sat in silence for a moment. Are you seeing anyone? She asked quietly. No. Me neither. I went on one date. Spent the whole time talking about you. The guy never called back. She laughed, sadly. I don't think I'm capable of being with anyone else. I ruined the best thing I ever had. You did? Do you hate me? I thought about it. No, I did for a while. Now I just feel nothing. You're like a stranger who used to live in my house. That's fair. She was quiet. For what it's worth, I'm genuinely happy you got the house. You always loved it more than I did, and I hope someday you find someone who deserves you. Someone who won't throw away what you're offering. Is that it? Is that your amends? Almost. One more thing. She took a deep breath. Thank you. For what? For the years you gave me. For loving me when I didn't deserve it. For being patient with my moods and my stress and all my bullshit. You were good to me, and I took it for granted. So thank you. And I'm sorry. After we hung up, I sat outside for a long time, processing. 2 affairs. 2 separate times she'd betrayed me. And somehow, knowing that made it easier. Because now I knew for certain that leaving was the right choice. She wasn't going to change. This was who she was. I went back inside. Tom looked at me questioningly. Everything okay? Yeah, I said. And surprisingly, I meant it. Yeah, everything's okay. So, about that woman from my gym, give me her number. Tom's eyebrows shot up. Seriously? Seriously, it's time. Her name was Rachel. We met for coffee the next week. She was pretty, funny, recently divorced after her husband chose his career over their marriage. I'm probably not ready for this, I admitted halfway through our first date. Me neither, she said. But we have to start somewhere, right? We saw each other again. And again. Nothing serious. Just 2 damaged people learning to trust again. She told me about her ex's emotional abuse. I told her about Lisa's affairs. We compared scars like war veterans. Do you still love her? Rachel asked one night. I love who I thought she was, but that person never existed. So I guess I'm in love with a ghost. I get that. I spent 3 years trying to please someone who was never going to be pleased. She took my hand. We're both haunted. Maybe we can be haunted together. It wasn't romance. It wasn't passion. It was just 2 people trying to figure out how to be okay again. And that was enough. 3 months later, I ran into Lisa at the grocery store. She looked different. Shorter hair, had lost weight, seemed smaller somehow. Hi, she said. Hi. How are you? Good. You? Better. Still in therapy. Started taking antidepressants. They help. She noticed the 2 baskets in my cart. Cooking for someone? Yeah. Friend coming over for dinner? She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. I'm glad. You deserve to be happy. So do you, Lisa. Maybe someday. She started to walk away, then turned back. I really am sorry for everything. I hope you know that. I do, and I forgive you. The words surprised both of us, but I realized they were true. I did forgive her, not because she deserved it, but because I deserved to let go. Thank you, she whispered. That means more than you know. I watched her walk away and felt nothing. No anger, no pain, no longing, just peace. Rachel noticed the difference when she came over. "You seem lighter tonight." "I ran into my ex today. Told her I forgave her." How did that feel? Like freedom. We cooked dinner together, laughed at stupid jokes, watched a movie on my couch. It was simple and easy and uncomplicated. Nothing like what I'd had with Lisa, but maybe that was good. Maybe simple was what I needed. A year after the divorce, my mother asked if I had any regrets. About divorcing her? No. About marrying her in the first place? Sometimes. But then I think about who I am now versus who I was then, and I'm grateful for all of it. Even the pain. "You've grown," she said. "Had to. Couldn't stay broken forever. Your father and we made it work after his affair. But that doesn't mean it was right for everyone. What matters is you made the choice that was right for you." I did, and I'd make it again. Rachel and I got serious eventually. Moved slowly, carefully, both of us gun-shy about commitment. But we built something real. Something based on honesty instead of illusion. 2 years after the divorce, I proposed. Not because I was trying to replace what I'd lost, but because I'd found something different. Something better. "Are you sure?" Rachel asked, staring at the ring. "After everything you went through?" "I'm sure. Because you're not her. You're you. And I choose you every day. I choose you too." We got married in a small ceremony. My family came. Her family came. Even my father pulled me aside before the ceremony. I never apologized for what I did to your mother, for the example I set. You stayed. You fought for your marriage. That counts. But it made you think you had to do the same with Lisa, that you had to forgive her because we made it work. He put his hand on my shoulder. "I should have told you it was okay to walk away. That staying isn't always the answer. I figured it out eventually." "You did? And this?" He gestured to the venue, to Rachel getting ready. "This is right. I can feel it." He was right. It was right. I heard later through mutual friends that Lisa was dating someone new, that she'd gotten promoted at work, that she seemed happy. I hoped it was true. I hoped she'd figured herself out, gotten the help she needed. Not for me, but for her. Everyone deserved a chance at happiness, even people who'd made terrible mistakes. As for me, I had my answer. The question I'd been asking for 2 years. What came after the betrayal, after the divorce, after the anger faded? Life came after. Real, honest, complicated, beautiful life. With someone who chose me every day and who I chose back. Lisa had been right about one thing. I did deserve better. And finally, I'd found it.